Hello everyone, Tawana Michelle here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you have been here before. And if you don't know who I am a psychotherapist and recovery coach, and I help folks who are struggling with codependency, narcissistic abuse, and interpersonal traumas. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to give love to yourself, how to practice self-love. I know I make a lot of videos about the narcissists and a lot of their strategies and behaviors, why they do what they do, how to avoid them, and all of that is very helpful. Codependency and lack of self-love is one of the reasons we end up with narcissists to begin with. So I think it's important to talk about how to give that love to yourself, how to meet your own emotional needs, the things that you're seeking outside of yourself from others, you can give to yourself. And I'm making this video because I am often asked, well, what does it mean to love yourself? You always say practice self-love. Like, how do you do that? What does that look like? What do you actually do? Well, I'm going to talk about that in terms of using the 5 love languages. And if you're not familiar with those, I am going to talk about those and just discuss how you can use the 5 love languages to give yourself what you need to feel loved. If you've heard of the 5 love languages, you likely have learned how to use those love languages to give your partner, or not give your partner love, but show love to your partner in the way that your partner feels loved. So everyone has their own way of feeling loved, what makes you feel loved. And that's what the 5 love languages are. And so you can kind of take a look at those, and there are also tests that can help you and questionnaires that can help you kind of like pin down which are your top 2 or top 3. So I'm going to go over that, and you can use this when you feel like you really need to just fill yourself with love, practice self-love, practice self-care, which is a form of self-love. So let me talk about the 5 love languages. There are words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. So those are the 5 love languages, and I'm going to talk about each one and tell you kind of what I do to give myself love with my specific love language that works for me, and also give you some examples of things that you can do. So I'm going to talk about my top 3 love languages for myself. My first love language for myself is quality time. And I'll tell you why. I am often very busy and I am working on things, and I'm a wife and a mother, and I'm constantly giving. As you know, I'm also a therapist, and so I'm always giving to others, which I love to do that. But I tend to feel sometimes that I'm not giving enough to myself. So when I am feeling overwhelmed, when I'm starting to feel a little burnt out and just giving, then I know that I'm in need of some self-love. And for me, that top thing is having some quality time for myself. Some things that I may do, which is connected to my second love language, receiving gifts. I might spend quality time by taking myself, on a small shopping spree. I don't overdo it, but I might go and buy myself something nice. Again, that is associated with receiving gifts, but I also partner that with quality time because I like to do it by myself. So that's time for me. So when I need to feel loved from myself, I do like to just schedule some time to maybe do some meditation, do some quiet journaling, just schedule a whole self-care day, maybe get my nails done, maybe take like a hot bubble bath. Whatever it is just time for me. I don't want no kids around. I don't want no husband around. Like, this is my time. And that makes me feel very refreshed and very loved and just warm, and just makes me feel good. And I know when I need this because I'm starting to feel frustrated with people. and with things that I have to do, and I might get a little snappy. And so I know that I need to give that love to myself, which for me, that top love language is quality time. I'm also an introvert, so that does help me recharge as well. Those of you who are introverts can relate to that. We need our quiet time. So that is definitely my number one love language. The second love language for me that I give to myself is receiving gifts. Like I said, I kind of pair this with quality time because there are things I like to do when I'm alone. I like to go on shopping sprees with friends and family, but when I need that quality time, when I'm trying to give myself self-love, and I'm wanting gifts, I do this alone. But again, retail therapy, never hurt nobody. Well, depends on how much you spend, but it definitely makes you feel good. I mean, you can't really buy love, but you can buy things for yourself, or even gift yourself with things that are not like really bought. It could be something re-gifted. It could be something that, for instance, my daughters, they have things that I like. And, I might say, hey, I really like this bag. I haven't, seen you wear that bag in a while. You want it? And so she's like, no, Mom, you can have it. So that's a gift that kind of gave myself, but really it was a gift from her. But it felt good to me because I was seeking out something that I want. I'm adding that because many of you may be thinking, well, I don't have money to be spending on gifts. Well, you don't have to spend a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money to be spending on gifts either. I like to do better things with my money, but you're worth it. When you're wanting to show yourself love, it's okay to buy yourself something nice. It's okay to, get that bag, get that new pair of shoes, get that. It could be something as simple as a new lipstick. Cost me, $10? But it's a gift and it makes me feel good to buy it. Or it could be, getting your nails done for yourself, getting a pedicure done, or just whatever it is that make you feel gifted. Getting a nice meal. I like to do that too. My favorite food is crabs. That's a gift I give myself when I just need to feel good. I need to feel like I'm doing something for me. So receiving gifts is my second highest love language to myself. And my third highest love language to myself is acts of service. And I'll tell you how I do that. Now, I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not I should include this, but I am going to include it. I'll tell you why. Because acts of service for me means being productive, accomplishing goals, checking off that to-do list, getting chores done around the house if I need to, getting dinner like cooked and served. Basically, things that you do for yourself, not gift-like things, but service types of things, which are typically things that have to be done. I feel good, y'all. And like I said, the reason I was on the fence is because these are sometimes the things that lead me to feeling overwhelmed. So I try not to overdo it with acts of service, but when I'm productive and my goals have been met for the day, like I make my daily checklist, y'all, I feel really good at the end of the day. I just feel like I've done something for me and I love it. Sometimes I have to recognize that, okay, you need to take a break, or you might be going a little overboard with the acts of service here. But, and that's why the others are so important, because acts of service for me cannot be number one, because it can lead me to feeling the opposite of self-love, or the opposite of having a self, which is the absence of self or the abandonment of self, when I'm doing so much and I'm not really taking time to give something back to myself. But being accomplished and getting things done is another way that I show love to myself. And the fourth love language and way that I show love to myself is through physical touch. I do this by oils, scented lotions. You can get a massage if you like massages. You can hug yourself. I do this a lot, and sometimes because I'm cold a lot. But it also feels like it makes me feel warm and secure. I use a weighted blanket. I love the weighted blanket. It makes me feel warm and secure. It helps with anxiety. So I like to do that for physical touch. I like cozy blankets. I almost always will have a cozy blanket if I'm just lounging around. And I like soft clothes that feel good on my skin. I like lacy things that make me feel sexy, feeling the lace. So I like, speaking of lipstick, I like, the smooth satin creamy lipstick. Just things that physically make me feel good is a way that I give love to myself. And the last love language is words of affirmation. Now, this probably should be higher on my list, but unfortunately, it isn't. Um, Words of affirmation is just what it says. It's affirming words that you use towards yourself. It could be positive self talk, it could be affirming statements, telling yourself things like, you are beautiful, you are loved, you are worthy. And all of the nice, encouraging statements that you would give to others who you care about, you would want to give that to yourself with words of affirmation. And I do this a lot in my journaling. I don't really say it out loud unless I'm really like stressed or whatever and I need to say it out loud. But when I'm journaling, I might say some of these things, or when I'm sort of reflecting on my growth, I'll say affirming words about how much I've grown and how much progress I've made and such. And that feels good as well. Like all of these love languages, when I give them to myself, I do feel loved. But that one just happens to be the last on the list for me, because I guess I kind of do it the least. And it gives me something, but it doesn't give me as much as the others. So, and that's okay. That's why there are 5 love languages, and probably you guys can come up with more, create your own in some way. But these are the 5 love languages that you can give yourself when you need to feel loved. Also, you can talk with your partners about these love languages once you identify them, because typically the love languages that we give to ourselves are the same ones that we would want from our partners, with some exceptions. Anyway, guys, I hope that you kind of explore this topic and learn what your love languages are and practice giving that to yourself. It is so, so important, y'all. We as women and men too, I know you guys do too, we give so much to others and we're constantly pouring out love, and we don't always give it back to ourselves, and we need it. And then we find ourselves empty, and we find ourselves seeking emotional connection, validation, approval, all of those things outside of ourselves from someone else. And if you're in a healthy relationship, it's okay for your partner to give you some of those things. You want those love languages, from your partner as well. But when you're in an unhealthy relationship and you are not getting loved, not only are you not getting loved in the way that makes you feel loved, but if you are in a relationship with a toxic person, then you are not getting love at all from that person. So it's even more important to give these things to yourself. And, once you really start loving yourself, guys, you're not going to tolerate that type of relationship. You're not going to tolerate a toxic person mistreating you, because the more you practice self-love, the more you believe it, the more you know your value, the more you know your worth, and you don't take it. So that's all I have, guys. Hope you find this video helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so. And leave a comment down below. Let me know your top love language. Put it in the comment section down below. Share this video out with people that you think might benefit from it. And that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.